Guys, good evening, and welcome. And we all know where we are. We are in Bowe Sports Arena. Amazing times have gone on in the world of sports, and especially football, for the past 3 weeks. And we're going to be dealing basically on day three. And as we speak now, there is live action taking place now. Into we're going to be updating you with the results as we go, so you can have an understanding of what we are going to be looking at in the next hour in the Bowe Sports Arena. Good evening and welcome again to the show. So I'm waiting for you to come in, everyone, so we can have you live, so we can count everything and know this. So nobody is going to miss out, from it. I don't want anybody to miss out from what we are doing, tonight. Welcome and welcome on board. It's good to have you, Emmanuel Okitipi. You are welcome. Oh wow, I'm seeing everybody now. Lemchi, welcome. I'm seeing Shida Fion. I'm seeing Yinke Rele Batwa Days here. Welcome also to Bowe Sports Arena. Okay, guys, share the link and get people to come on board, because we are going to be diving deep into a very amazing preview and review this weekend that just passed. And don't forget, like I said, we are having live games taking place now in the UEFA Champions League qualification places, and in the EFL Cup right now. Games are already started, and they are on at the moment. So we're going to be looking at those games also and giving you the scores as they go live scores as they play. Okay, and we'll let you know how that is going on at the moment. All right, so don't forget, we are expecting you. Welcome everybody. Welcome Daniel Ajuku. Welcome Misan R4. Welcome. I told your name before. So I'm trying to wait for everybody to come in. So we're going to go deep. Emeka Idino, you're welcome also. Please, as you come in, just share the link and invite people. Let's have an awesome time tonight in these games. All right. So we are waiting for you. Action is taking place in the EFL Cup. England is on fire at the moment, and we're having lots and lots of games. I'm going to be running through those ones as we go. Premier League teams are already playing, and some lower division teams too are playing against top English sides also. All right, Emmanuel Ogria, welcome. Good evening. And welcome again. Welcome on board to Bowe Sports Arena. As we go, we'll be showing you how these things are at the moment. All right. So keep sharing. We want some more people to come in as we will begin to dive deep into the world of football. Week 3 took place all over Europe, and that is what we are going to be looking at, into this week. Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, Fulham, Tottenham Hotspur, Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham is there doing the mighty work. Harry Kane is back in the goals again for Bayern Munich, and he has been scoring now. Is he on point to beat the record of maybe someone like Robert Lewandowski? We can't tell at the moment. Some signings are taking place now. Chelsea are still signing. United are shocking everybody now. They want to go for some other players from other teams that we are looking at. So we will look into those things. Messi, you're welcome again also. We'll look into those things as we go. All right. Okay, so Tottenham Hotspur are in action right now, and don't forget to the Saudi Professional League is in action. We cannot help but talk about it now, because some very top world-class players are now plying their trade in the Saudi Pro League. Al Nassr is playing right now against Al Shabab, and they are already 3 goals up. Ronaldo 2 goals, and Sadio Mane, scored the 3rd goal. So you see, the league is getting relevance, getting media coverage, because some very good players have moved into that league, and we're having some amazing times all over there. We're going to be looking at some of those results as we go tonight. Okay, Charles Gilenzo, you're welcome. SC, you're welcome. Messi, Elijah Best, welcome on board to Bowe Sports Arena. It's very easy tonight. Just like and also share the link to people to join us. Let's discuss sports in general. All right, so we'll see how that will go for us today. Okay, I think it's time now. Let's begin. All right. I think this season now they've all decided to have opening games on Fridays, because the league season is always very choked, and all kinds of competitions are taking place left, right, and center. So it's very important for these leagues to begin their matches on Fridays. Okay, in England, on Friday we had a Friday night fixture between newly promoted Luton Town and Chelsea FC at home at Stamford Bridge, and I feel like it was expected. Chelsea ran home with that win by 3 goals to nothing against Luton Town. Raheem Sterling back in the goals now, and Nicholas Jackson, the new signing for Chelsea, is back scoring goals, and it was a beautiful thing to behold for Chelsea FC, seeing Sterling, who they thought is not doing well 2 seasons ago. He arrived. Last season was pretty decent for a player of the class of Sterling, who has won all he could win with Manchester City and regard winning the league and played for Liverpool. But they did not see the class that he showed that made them pay almost £50 million to get him from Manchester City. But this season I've watched 3 games of Chelsea, and Sterling is looking really, really good. Yes, the first 2 games didn't go well for them, but you saw his brilliance. Yeah, there were no strikers, there were nobody to play, but he showed that yes, he's ready to carry the team on his shoulders this season. Amazing game from him. Now that game, 17th minute already, Raheem Sterling has put in the first goal for Chelsea. Dribbling past 2-3 defenders, and I like the way he scored that goal. Slotted in that very beautiful curler into the corner of the net, and there was no chance for the goalkeeper. And also in the 68th minute, also we had the second goal from Raheem Sterling, and he gave the assist also in the last goal for Nicholas Jackson. 75 minutes of play. Now the coach is saying that he wants to win everything winnable for Chelsea. He wants to win the Carabao Cup, he wants to win the Community Shield, he wants to win the Premier League, and he wants to see how far he can win trophies for Chelsea. That is why he is happy with them spending all these monies to buy all these players, because he is confident in Mauricio Pochettino that he can win everything, for Chelsea FC this season. We'll see how that goes, because Chelsea are looking good, not necessarily looking really, 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 really bad. Chelsea are looking very, very, very okay in the English Premier League now. But don't forget, 9 out of 9 points they've gotten just what? 4, which means they've lost 1, they've drawn 1, they've won 1. All right, he is not worried. These are early season sides, but don't forget there are teams who have gotten 7 points. So Chelsea still has a lot of work to do, and they are lying 10th in the league table already as we go. So Chelsea FC opening the match, for England in the Premier League on Friday Night Football, and Chelsea 3, Luton Town 1, and the new striker Nicholas Jackson from Spain, from Villarreal, is now on song. He has gotten his first goal. He played lots of games, in those a lot of minutes in the 3 matches. He missed a lot of chances. He's just trying to adapt to the English Premier League. Now there's suggestions feeling that okay, maybe Chelsea should bring back what are they calling this striker now that just left for Inter Milan, Romelu Lukaku, to see how he can play together with this new boy. But it looks like Mauricio Pochettino does not have Lukaku in his plans this season. And shocking news tonight, Romelu Lukaku will be landing in Rome this night to have his medical to sign for AS Roma. What is Jose Mourinho cooking in the Roma side? He has gotten Paulo Dybala. He has gotten some very, very solid players now to come into that Roma side and to form a formidable team. They won the first ever European competitions last 2 seasons, and they got to the Europa Cup final last season, and it's building and building and building and building. And if by tomorrow or next tomorrow we hear that Romelu Lukaku is now a new Roma player, so he has Lukaku up front, he has Tammy Abraham up front with a solid midfield. Does you know why now Don Paulo Dybala from Juventus? It looks like Mourinho knows what he's doing. So with that now, Nicholas Jackson is now the number 1 striker for Chelsea. Do you think they'll have brought in Lukaku? If they brought in Lukaku, what would you think? Having Lukaku in number 1 striker position, the player who they just signed becomes number 2, or would they play 2 men up front? But it looks like the coach has plans for Jackson, and Lukaku has to go, and it looks like he's heading to Rome, AS Roma, because Juventus could not pay the sign-on fee for the loan offer. First of all, which was £8 million for a loan offer. They said it was too high, but Mourinho is looking for something, and he has almost getting his man now, Romelu Lukaku, to that side. All right, keep your comments coming and keep the sharing going. We want to see. I'll be calling your names. I'll be reading up your comments as we go, and we cannot forget Friday night in Spain, because Real Madrid went away and were hosted by Celta Vigo. The Real Madrid side were hosted by Celta de Vigo of Spain. And who else again? in that match. In the 81st minute, Jude Bellingham scored the winning goal for Madrid, and this boy now is looking good. He's looking fly. He's looking amazing. 105 million pounds signed from Borussia Dortmund. Everybody was angry. You're an English player. Why don't you go to Manchester United? Why don't you go to Manchester City? Why don't you go to Chelsea or Liverpool? He said his boyhood dream is to play for Los Blancos in Spain, Real Madrid. And now we're seeing that young man come to limelight, playing football like he has never seen before. You know, when you have players like Luka Modric, Toni Kroos around you, teaching you and pushing you, you see serial winners for their national teams, for the club side. That boy is growing in leaps and bounds. Jude Bellingham scoring the winning goal for Real Madrid with an assist from Joselu, the 33-year-old striker signed by Real Madrid, because they're trying to replace Benzema. So far, so good now for Jude Bellingham. He has scored, I think, 4 goals now in his Spanish La Liga, 4 goals and 3 assists. He is the main man now for Real Madrid. He's putting in his mouth where the money is. That top man has been signed for lots of money. He's showing Real Madrid that they did not waste any single amount of money in signing him, and that's how Real Madrid won to secure their place now on top of the table in the La Liga standings. 3 wins out of 3, 6 goals scored, 1 goal conceded, and they have 5 goal difference. 9 points for Real Madrid, and Jude Bellingham is carrying Real Madrid on his shoulder, and they are flying. So Friday night was an exciting night, seeing Chelsea win and seeing Real Madrid, consolidate on the top of the La Liga standings. All right, that's how Friday night went, and we had other teams play in Liga. Nantes defeated, played 3-3 against Monaco, and RB Leipzig defeated Stuttgart in Germany by 5 goals to 1. And so it was on Friday, and Saturday, kicked in with some amazing games that took place now on Saturday. We're going to be giving you that as we go. Oh, welcome everybody again. I'm seeing loads and loads of comments. I'm going to be reading a little bit as we go back now to what we're talking about as we go into Saturday football action in England. All right, okay. SA Divine Nigodapo is saying that Chelsea was so poor. You feel Chelsea would have gotten a more convincing performance. I don't think I agree with you. A 3-0 performance is not so poor. Don't forget. Yes, you can say Luton is just coming back from Division 1. Why just now score 6 goals, 7 goals? Man City narrowly defeated Sheffield United just on Saturday by 2 goals to 1, and they celebrated that win as if they won the league. Football in England is not getting easier because there's TV money, and many squads now, many teams can sign solid players. You might not know their names, but they are getting stronger. If Man City could struggle and win 2 goals to 1 against Sheffield, I think you should give Chelsea kudos for beating Luton Town by 3 goals, to nothing. Olujife, you're welcome. Give Samson, you're welcome. S.A. Constance, welcome to the show. Emeka Idiri says Sterling is on fire. This season, I hope he doesn't get injured. Exactly, I think I agree with you. He has shown perfect light this season in that game now. Ebubecho Noah, you're welcome to the show. Ian Ichuku Miracle, welcome. Tenjiri, you're welcome. Okagene Poko Apa, you're welcome. Johnny Bobo, you are welcome. Okay, Emeka Idiri, yes, Lukaku is off to Roma, and that is what it's looking like. I never was one of the shocks of this transfer window seeing Lukaku going to play for AS Roma. I was thinking Inter Milan will come back for him. I was thinking Juventus will come back for him, or maybe PSG, or maybe some other club who's looking for a striker in England. But shocking to know that Jose Mourinho has put a call to Lukaku's mother, and it looks like now Lukaku will be playing for AS Roma. All right, yeah, it's a loan deal with an option to buy. It looks like nobody wants to buy Lukaku because the salaries and the wages are very high, and their Manchester will demand from the buying club will be very, 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 very enormous. So I think he might end up going next season, to the Saudi Pro League. Fortune Zuki, you're welcome. Jude Bellingham is on fire again, winning the Man of the Match award. Yes, 3 Man of the Match awards in 3 games. That young boy is on fire. He's representing England and playing very, very good football, for Los Blancos of Real Madrid. All right, okay. Let's look at it again. You're welcome. Good evening. Okay, Arsenal were so poor. We're coming to Saturday. Arsenal were so poor, on Saturday. Arteta playing players off position. The same thing it is doing at Manchester United. Messi Mount is playing off wing. Jose Adams, Mourinho knows how to bring out the best in black strikers. He will do well in Roma. Joel Adams, I think I'm going to agree with you. Over the years, we've seen Mourinho do magic with mostly strikers, and you can count Didier Drogba. You can count the wingers Solomon Kalou, who played for him in Chelsea. You can see what he did with Tammy Abraham, taking him, from Chelsea and taking him to Roma, and he became very hot, pursuing Victor Osimhen last season. He's calling on. He got injured, so I feel Mourinho will know how best to use Romelu Lukaku in that team. All right, guys. Like I said, we are going to Saturday game, but like right now, Champions League is taking place now. Qualification stage. Galatasaray is beating SC Molde by 1 goal to nothing. Panathinaikos is beating SC Braga. We're going to play 0-0 draw. Young Boys are playing Maccabi Haifa of Israel 0-0. And the EFL Cup now, we just pick some selected games now in England. Swansea is defeating SC Bournemouth by 1 goal to nothing, and they're in half time right now. Birmingham City losing at home to Cardiff City. Norwich playing 0-0 with Bristol. Tottenham Hotspur is losing right now to Fulham. That's the all Premier League encounter this night. Tottenham Hotspur without Harry Kane, how far can they go? You can't really tell. An own goal from a new signing from Holland, Marcus van der Ven. Scored an own goal now. Fulham is defeating Tottenham Hotspur by 1 goal to nothing. In that game also. And the Sheffield Wednesday Premier League side again, winning 1-0 to Mansfield Town. Leicester City playing 0-0 with Tranmere Rovers, and Wolves are defeating Blackpool by 2 goals to nothing right now as we speak in the English EFL Cup holding right now. All right, don't forget, I told you before, Al Nassr, Cristiano Ronaldo's team with Mane, Brozovic, they are winning 3 goals to nothing against Al Shabab in the Saudi Pro League. Okay, that's what you should know about the Saudi Pro League, and there are things you need to look at. All right, there's also a team called Al Ali that has Eduardo Mendy, that has Mehmet Demiral, that has Roger Ibanez, that has Frank Kessie from Barcelona, that has Alam Saint-Maximin from Newcastle, that has also Riyad Mahrez, and that has Roberto Firmino. Al Hilal of Saudi, they are beating Al Taib by 1 goal to nothing, and the goal was scored by Riyad Mahrez. The foreign player who came from England and from France are turning that league into something else, and now TV rights are coming to be showing and airing the Saudi Pro League. Why? Because stars are going into that country to play good football. All right, so let's look at Tobias Eze, you're welcome also, and Mesino Omonyeke, you are welcome. Okay, Joe Adams, I think I'm going to stay with what you said. Do you think Joe Adams, I need your comment now, and Essay and the rest of them now. Do you think that Jose Mourinho will really bring out the beast in Romelu Lukaku and make him one of the top strikers in the Italian Serie A? He has done so well, pretty well now for Inter Milan and the likes of them. But what do you think Jose Mourinho can do with his record with black striker like Joe Adams have said? I want to see all your comments about the Romelu Lukaku going to Roma saga. Will he play well? He's playing in the Conference League, I think, this season, or the Europa League. Now, what will Mourinho do with the player called Romelu Lukaku? All right, guys, we are running, and we have to have. Let's go over to the English Premier League now on Saturday. Amazing game took place. First game of the afternoon on Saturday. Tottenham Hotspur traveled to play AFC Bournemouth, and that match now they won it by 2 goals to nothing. People are likely to write off Tottenham Hotspur this season. Why? Because they've lost a striker who scores at least 31 goals every season. The top striker now, the second top striker in the English Premier League history, the best striker ever in Tottenham Hotspur history. Harry Kane, their captain, fantastic, has led to Bayern Munich, and everybody feels okay, they will struggle because they'll not be able to replace him. And a young boy now, a young player called Richarlison, the Brazilian international, took the number 9 jersey and wore it, and is now the main man for Tottenham Hotspur. But so far this season, he has not been able to do well. But they are getting goals now coming from the midfield, and in the 17th minute, James Maddison, signed from Leicester City, scored the opening goal now for Tottenham Hotspur. They're having a new team. The coach looks like he knows what he's doing. The former coach now, and Postecoglou from Celtic FC in Scotland, is coming now. He's trying to change the team. And for me, I think I want to give praise to the coach for playing players that are on form. Sorry, I'm going to say some things now that some coaches will not like. There's a player called Yves Bisuma. He was signed from Brighton about 2.5 seasons ago. That boy is a baller, fantastic footballer, immense strength, skill. He was benched all through, and they played Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and the likes of them. But this coach has come now, has given everybody the opportunity, and you're shocked. The Danish national Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is on the bench, and now he wants to leave. He's angry. They're not playing. But if you see now, the combination of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Pape Matar, in the midfield now of Spurs are showing promises. Those men are black. They are strong. They are solid players, and they control the midfield for Tottenham Hotspur, giving the likes of Son Min-hoon, Jesman, Kulusevski, and Richarlison the license to go forward. I have watched Sports 3 games, and I'll tell you every single time, apart from scoring goals now, the best player on the pitch is always Bisuma. That guy can control the ball. He's so easy with ball, he's playing like Patrick Vieira in his prime. When he left, they got the young man Moise Caicedo. So he has been out of favor in that Tottenham Hotspur side. But the new coach came in and put him straight to the team, and we are seeing a solid looking Tottenham Hotspur side in the midfield. You can say there's no attacking flair because there's no Harry Kane banging in the goals, but when you have a midfield that has control, a typical 4-2-3-1 formation, and we're seeing strength in depth in the Tottenham Hotspur side, and they're playing very well. Okay, now so they won that game by 2 goals to nothing away. Kulusevski scoring also in the 63rd minute, and that was how it went now in that game for Tottenham Hotspur playing against AFC Bournemouth. And Tottenham Hotspur are looking very, very good now. As we speak, after game 3, they are third on the league. 7 points out of 9 for Tottenham Hotspur. They are right up there now with everybody, and they are pushing to see how the resurgence can go for them. Now there were 3 games that took place now in 3 o'clock kickoff. All right, we're going to pick up one. Arsenal FC hosting Fulham. Now it was a London derby, as they would call it now. The game was filled and packed with action. We're going to begin from looking at the setup, the lineup, because everywhere around the world you go now, every single Arsenal fan is complaining. The same thing now SA was saying just now. Arteta seemed to be playing with his team. You finished pre-season, you did not experiment with your Arsenal side. All right, now it is back to business. You are pursuing Man City to win the league, and Arsenal now is now a side that is used for experiment. Imagine you have a person of Thomas Partey, the Ghanaian international, who has been one of the Arsenal good players for the past 2 seasons now, playing the midfield, playing right back from the first 2 games of the season. How will you explain it? Arsenal is a team that I don't understand what's going on. We brought Julian Timber. Julian Timber from Ajax is a right back and a right-sided defender, centre back. He's playing left back. How do you take a player who is right-footed and play left back? When you have Kylian Trent, you have Zinchenko who was injured a little bit, in the beginning of the season. Thomas Partey. You almost won the league last season with Thomas Partey playing with Saka in the middle and Ben White playing right back with Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes playing at the center of the defense. But now there's a rumor that Gabriel Magalhaes wants to go to Saudi Arabia. So if a player wants to leave the club, does that mean he will not play? If I'm the coach, I play you until the day you sign the contract with the club, because you are under salary with me. You will play your life out. You will play your destiny. You will play everything on that pitch before you're allowed to leave. But he has been putting Gabriel Magalhaes on the bench. For Arsenal, a new formation is coming up. So Partey is playing right back. Ben White is playing with William Saliba, and in that match now we saw Jacob Kiwior, who was also bought from Italy as a central left-sided defender, but he was playing left back. Zinchenko was on the bench. People are shouting, is there a covenant between Kai Harverz and Mikel Arteta? He has not shown himself very well in his 3 games. He has not played very, very, very well at all. But Mikel Arteta has refused to put him on the bench. You have hungry players on the bench who can make changes in the team, who can make sure the game is won for Arsenal. But the coach seems to be stubborn. Gabriel Jesus is back. Eddie Nketiah is on the bench, who has scored 2 goals already this season, and started the match with Leandro Trossard up front. Martinelli, Saka is constant. Saliba is constant. So what is going on with the Arsenal? And we saw what happened that day, and just 1 minute into the game, a mistake from Saka, because Partey plays from right back, and as I started the match, Partey has gone to the midfield, so there was no right back at that side. Saka made a back pass, and it was an error, and over to Pereira, and Pereira slotted in the first goal. Arsenal were 1 down already in the first minute, and that's how they struggled. So imagine beginning the match trying to fight back. They played, no goal was coming. It looked like they were going to lose that game at home at the Emirates Stadium on the night, until beautiful play from Saka, Zinchenko, and Vieira. It got Arsenal a penalty in the 70th minute, and Saka Bukayo started in a very calm finish and made it 1-1. And 2 minutes later, Eddie Nketiah came in, and a cross again from Vieira gave Arsenal a 2-1 lead. But Arsenal showed signs of their past where they don't have strong players who can finish up games, because don't forget that Fulham had a red card in that match. Okay, in the 83rd minute they were given a red card, and we thought, okay, in 3 minutes, Arsenal leading 2-1, Arsenal can go all the way to win that match. But amazingly, 4 minutes after the red card was given, João Paulinho equalized from a corner, and Arsenal considered that goal, and that match ended 2 apiece, 2 to Arsenal and 2 to Fulham. And that was how it went. And everybody is angry, everybody is bitter with the Arsenal side. They can't really understand what Mikel Arteta is doing with the Arsenal side, experimenting with his team, and it cost Arsenal that night, that game, and it was uhuru for Arsenal. Okay, let me go back to your comments now as we go. Wow, comments are pouring in. Okay, Delvin Kings, Target says Romelu Lukaku is a fantastic striker. Mourinho definitely knows how to manage black players, so he will do well. Okay, the Manuel says Bisuma had an injury a lot last season. Bisuma is very intelligent on the ball. You've seen it as you watch. Daniel Juku from Port Harcourt says Serie A style of play seems to suit Lukaku already. I won't be too surprised if under Mourinho it gets better. Dylan Emeka says don't write Tottenham Hotspur out. They've moved on from Hurricane. Richarlison is not ready yet. Jesmanity is hot. His Bisuma is their new Yaya Toure, and Ange Postecoglou is doing a good job there. S.A. Divine says sports is on another level right now, and I feel they will finish in top 4. I also feel it's too early, to click on the players or the teams who will finish in top 4. But early signs are always very important. Joel Adams, Lukaku is currently demotivated. First thing Mourinho would do is to work on his physique, on his psyche, and confidence to get him back to the top level he was at Inter. Once this is done, Lukaku will be back to his best. I feel Mourinho is a master in psyching up players. Don't forget, it's Inter Milan side that won the Champions League for Mourinho. Everybody was unsung that day. Players who he thought would not play very well were shining, were scoring, and Mourinho is a master at working on. I feel Lukaku, if he's ready to play football, he will thrive very well in that Roma team with just some very good midfielders behind him now. I believe he was going to score many goals. All right, you might say Lukaku didn't do well last season, so plus he met a strong tradition name in Inter Milan, yes, but he didn't. But he played Champions League final, don't forget, and he missed a sitter actually, so he didn't really do well. Tabulu, you're welcome. Pitching, you're welcome to the show. All right, yes, Arteta is the main issue now. Arteta is presently the biggest threat to Arsenal doing well this season. This, Ima, is exactly what many Arsenal fans are saying. They don't know whether there's a spirit that has got to the coach. You were this close to winning the league last season. You had a winning formation. Ben White, right back. Gabriel Saliba, center. Zinchenko or the young boy Kieran Tierney, left back. Yesterday, Tierney left Arsenal and is now playing in Spain for Real Sociedad on loan. Now, Zinchenko is injury prone. Julian Timber, you signed for left back, is injured for the whole season. Tomiyasu is a right back, not a left back. Arsenal are short of left-footed players, and they let the only good left-footed player leave the team yesterday. Signed on loan with Real Sociedad. Is something wrong, Mikel Arteta? I think I agree with you what he might say. Then Daniel says Arteta is just being arrogant with his team selection. I hope it doesn't destroy the confidence in that team. I think so. And this weekend they are playing against Manchester United. That's now on Sunday. Is he going to make that same error? Will he bring back Partey to the midfield and play the team exactly the way it's supposed to be? All right. So we're looking at that now. Ebobo says my only problem from this life is Arteta. Wow. Ebobo said his only problem in life is Mikel Arteta. Emile Smith Rowe is better than the 60 million pounds Harverz. Yet Arteta will not play him. All right. So Eddie is saying that Arteta midfield should be Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. Harverz sitting on the bench. I personally want to agree with that. For now, let him be psyched up. Let him be challenged to come in as a super sub and see what he can do. I don't feel Arteta should go back to a 4-2-3-1 formation. All right, you play Jesus up front. You have 4 men at the back. Partey and Rice holding Odegaard in their front. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. Go back to what worked for you last season. You know you got a lot of players. Let them be players who make your bench bigger and better. When they are called upon for the last 30 minutes, 20 minutes, they can play very well. But that's what it is now for Arsenal and his team. Yeah, why is Jesus not playing? He's still injured. He's back. He played some few minutes in the last game. Now Gabriel Jesus is back for full fitness. But they are going to bring him in gradually to see, make sure he doesn't injure going back. All right. Daniel said doesn't agree with Ediri on that Arsenal midfield. I feel play your best players, and that will be it for me. I agree with him. Partey, Rice, and Odegaard should be the ones in that midfield. All right. Smith Rowe just won the Under-21 World Cup with England. I agree. Why is Arteta not starting him, or why is he not giving him minutes? So is Ebobo saying, and I think everybody will say leave the coach. It's still early. It's just 3 games. It's just 3 games. 3 games is a good experiment. But 3 games now, you are 7 points, already 2 points behind Manchester City. Man City will not look like a team who wants to go, start dropping points early in the season, because they know how they play. Somewhere around December, January, Man City always, goes down in their style of play and all in their intensity, and they come back 2 months to the end of the league and they start beating everybody. So Arsenal needs to be on top of their game right from the go, and then there's expected they are about 5th, in the league. All right. Okay, the is angry. He said, "How can a normal coach loan Tierney and play a central defender at left back?" That is what Arsenal can do. That's what these coaches now who we call Arsenal as the Arsenal coach and the Man City coach. They call themselves football geniuses. They are the new coaches on the block. They can make all kinds of changes. That's why you see John Stones, a solid centre back, is playing in midfield, and they still won the league. So everybody seems to be following what Pep Guardiola is doing. John Stones is playing central back. You see now even Liverpool is trying to do that also. Alexander Arnold is going into central midfield. So there's evolving football. Football is evolving to see where you cannot really know where everybody will play per time. But I don't think if it's not working for you, it is not working for you. Stick to what works, and that is what it will be. So as I said, Arteta is not ready for the English Premier League title right now. All right. Joe Adams is saying any season Arsenal comes close to winning the league, they usually play very badly the next season that follows. They did this last season after Leicester won the league. I hope they don't do the same this season. I think you can tell that to the coach, because he seemed not to listen to everybody right now. I'm going to come back to your argument, because there's fire on our chat group now between Ima, Ebobo, Ese Divine, and Joe Adams. Arsenal is the real topic right now. Push Man City to the limit and let's see how far you can go. But we don't know what they are doing. On Saturday also, Brentford played the 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace. Everton lost a game at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And one of the games of Saturday was Manchester United. The Red Devils, as they call themselves, played Nottingham Forest. Now, Man United is also shaking. They are just like Arsenal. We don't know where they are at the moment. Yes, players are coming back from injury, but we saw an amazing game, what they call a fantastic comeback in English Premier League on Saturday. All right. Now, Taiwo Awoniyi, I said it in the group. There's a global Arsenal group where I belong. Because yes, you can say I'm an Arsenal fan, but I belong to a group, and I made that comment last upper week when Awoniyi scored against Arsenal, and I said Taiwo Awoniyi should be one striker to look out for. Right now, Arsenal needs a striker. Folarin Balogun scored 22 goals in the French League last season. Arsenal should beg him, should pamper him to come play for Arsenal and play behind Gabriel Jesus. When you have a 22-goal machine on your bench, everybody takes notice of it. Don't forget, when you brought Thierry Henry, when you brought Olivier Giroud won the league and was the highest goal scorer in the French league, and you bought him. A player you sent on loan went to score the highest goals where you have Neymar playing, you had Messi playing, you had Mbappe playing, and he was winning the Golden Boot. He came back, and Arsenal is telling him he can play for them. What is the issue with Arteta? And now, as I speak to you now, he just signed a 4-year deal worth about £40 million with Monaco of France. Now, I said Arsenal, don't you think Arsenal should sign Taiwo Awoniyi as a backup striker, to Gabriel Jesus? Gabriel Jesus, to me, is not a finisher. He's a player who can play around everything. Awoniyi is a top striker. He's always in the 18. He has pace. He has power. He can head and all. They said, no. But now he's showing it. 3 goals already in 3 games this season. Awoniyi at Stamford Bridge zoomed past the Man United defense, destroyed Varane and everybody, and scored the opening goal. 2 minutes into the game, Awoniyi have scored for Nottingham Forest. 2 minutes later, United conceded the second goal from a corner by William Bolly. So 4 minutes, United were 2-0 down. But that is where experience comes in. That is where, playing at Old Trafford is they call it the theatre of dreams. Many dreams are shattered and many dreams come true that team. I feel that the defense of Bolly, the Ivorian international right back, former Tottenham player, Aurier, they are not strong enough. They don't know how to hold on to lead. All the games they've lost this season, they were always leading. All right, and in the 17th minute, Christian Eriksen got one goal back for Manchester United. It was 2-1, and in the second half, Casimero in the 52nd minute also scored to make it 2 goals apiece. And there was a penalty that was very controversial, in that game for Nottingham Forest. Joe Warren, the captain, was giving his matching orders with a straight red in the 67th minute, and just 9 minutes later, Bruno Fernandes scored a penalty and gave Manchester United the winning goal in that game. Andre Onana was yellow carded, Fernandes yellow card. We had a lot of yellow cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yellow cards and 1 red in the game, and you had 5 goals. So 8 yellow cards and 5 goals, but United had to come back, because if they did not win that game, it was a must-win game for United. Then you will know that they are starting on a very bad note this season. Man United now made a tactical change in that game. Now brought in Anthony Martial to the starting lineup, brought in Marcus Rashford to the wing. Anthony started, Casemiro came in, Eriksen also came in, Diego Dalot came in for Luke Shaw, who is injured right now, and Saka, Varane, Martinez game, and we saw that match. I still think there's something left, for Manchester United. I don't know what it is. They seem to have all the players ready, at least 2 players in every position. So at a point where you now have a player like McTominay on the bench, not even playing at all unless 5 minutes to go. United are rich in talent, but something is not right with them. Not too bad season last season. They ended very well, but now we don't know what's going on with Manchester United. But I feel it is just the heat of the English Premier League. It gets hotter and hotter and hotter as we go. Like we said, there are no smaller teams again. Perhaps the shocking match for us that Saturday night football in the English Premier League was the game West Ham United playing against Brighton. Brighton started very well, sold Caicedo for a lot of money, and are trying to start back again playing their team, and they were at home hosting West Ham. Nobody thought they would lose that match at home, because Brighton seemed to know how to play. All right, but James Ward-Prowse, signed for Southampton to West Ham, is looking very good. They're looking a very good addition now for that West Ham side, with Jared Bowen and Mikel Antonio scoring 3 goals already, and they were 3-0 up, at the way to Brighton and Hove Albion, who managed to get a goal 9 minutes to the end of the game by Pascal Gross in the 81st minute. And it looks like West Ham United are really, really flying, and they're really matching. They look like they know what they are doing this season. All right, so we're going to look at Sunday. We had some amazing games that took place on Sunday in the English Premier League. Burnley hosted Aston Villa, and Aston Villa defeated Burnley by 3-1. For me, I think the team who is making the best out of their signings and playing very well this season is Aston Villa. I tell you today, market, look out for Aston Villa. Unai Emery seems to know what he's doing. He knows the player he wants, he goes for them, and he's turning Aston Villa into a monster of a team. And I like that team. I like the way they play. They look very, very hungry, as they're going forward. And Sheffield United hosted Manchester City. Let's look at that game in a jiffy before we go to the main game of the weekend now, Liverpool against Newcastle. All right. Now, when we saw the fixture, Sheffield United hosting Man City, we all thought, it's going to be a walkover. It's going to be maybe Man City score 4 goals or 5 goals with the way they are playing, with early and late scoring goals and all. But it was not so. That's what tells you that football is just a game of passion. As former Arsenal coach would say, football is a game of passion. That's Arsene Wenger. All right. No. So Man City went away to play against Sheffield United, and it was not how they planned now. They saw winning that day. And first half 0-0. I was shocked because Erling Haaland in the 37th minute missed a penalty, hit the bar, and couldn't score, and he was frustrated. And that's how the match went on into the second half, and they played and kept on playing until Jack Grealish, who knows how to unlock doors, from tight angles. Jack Grealish now made a way and made the true pass, from a cross from his left foot, and it was banged into the goal with a very powerful header from who else but Erling Haaland, scoring again for Manchester City. And we thought from there it would be a ride-on game for Manchester, but it was not so. And the equalizer came in the 85th minute, 5 minutes to go. Jadon Bogo scored a shooter, a fantastic bullet through the Manchester City defense, and it was 1-1. And I thought, ooh, they're strong for the champions. It looked like they are shaking. They are not know what they are going to do. Don't forget, their coach was not on the bench. He had a surgery. He was back after 2 games. Now Pep Guardiola is sick. We wish him speed recovery. But 3 minutes to go, Man City showed you why they are the champions of England. And it was a left-footed bullet from the 18-yard box from Rodri, who scored the winning goal in the UEFA Champions League to give Manchester City the treble last season. And they got the equalizer, and you could see the celebration, the joy, the love, the peace, the excitement from the Man City side now. Last season they just won the league or won the Champions League. Now, because football is very hard in England. And as Man City ran away with that game, 2-1, and it was not a good night for Sheffield United. They thought they could get that equalizer. They almost did, but Man City is Man City all the way, and they showed themselves strong, and they went up, and that's what made them the only team in England with a perfect record after 3 games now. 9 points from 9, worthy champions. They are showing themselves that they know what they are doing. All right, now to the big one. Liverpool went away to Tyneside to play against Newcastle at the Newcastle City Stadium. We're about to talk about that game shortly, but let's take your comments as we go right now. Welcome everybody again. It's glad to see you all here tonight. All right, yeah. Kingsley Nketiah from Lagos is saying, with the way Man United is playing now, Arsenal will use us to do as soon this weekend. Fresh as soon for that matter. Kingsley, I'm worried. Yes, if Arteta would go back to his original formation, his first team, now everybody is fit. Okay, I don't care if Gabriel is leaving or not, unless Gabriel leaves on Friday, which is the deadline for the transfer window. Then you can play somebody else at right back. All right, if Gabriel is not leaving, go back to playing Ben White at right back. Play Saliba, play Gabriel Magalhaes, and play Zinchenko. Play Partey and Rice, and play Jesus up front, and you have the squad of Arsenal that can beat anybody except Man City that they could not beat, last season. It was a very tough game. So I guess yes, I may agree, Man United is not playing very well right now, but even Arsenal is struggling because the coach is doing scientific experiment with a team that we already know. You have a very good 11, just add more players to them to have solid team, and I don't know what that is doing. So this one is going to be tight. We're going to be, because anytime Arsenal plays against Manchester United, Man U seem to know how to play football. Don't forget, there's a whole long rivalry between Man United and Arsenal, so we can't really tell how that game will go on Sunday. All right, Eddie is saying Rodri is doing very well. I think I agree with you. Rodri is an amazing defensive midfielder, and he's showing himself very good. All right, let's say Man City is on fire. Even if they have to play a poor start to the game, I still feel they might win the league again. I think this season there's no doubt in it. Man City are favorites for the league. Anyone who wins the league will be going against what the pundits will say they will go. All right. Emma is saying Arsenal will still win against United. All right. Goswin Oko, Aston Villa since last season looked dangerous. I agree with you. And the coach has added players now to that squad, and they look like they know what they are doing. Ujunwa Petra, you're welcome. Chris saying Lukaku. We don't know whether Lukaku is going to do very well. Emeka Jiri say West Ham signed some very good players, and they've settled in very fast. I agree with you. And West Ham seem to look like they know what they are doing. Okay. Benitari says Lukaku will do well with Mourinho, but he is Mourinho's type of player, big and strong, and he can hold up play and bring other players into play. All right. Sterling needs to have, you seem to have an issue with Machester. He said Machester should be sold ASAP. That guy is not happy. His body language says it all. But we can't tell when he's not playing. I don't understand what the coach is doing. Rashford is better playing on the wings, and you don't have a number 9. The player who is signed for 77 million from Italian Serie A is injured. He's not playing yet. So I think you should allow Machester start off from. Caroline, you are welcome again to the show. And don't forget, this is Boys Sports Arena. Share the link and let everybody know what you are looking at. All right, let's look at something now. Someone just said it now. And Taiwo Awoniyi is one of the most underrated strikers in the EPL. He will score 15 plus goals this season. if he is not injured. I think so. And the Nottingham Forest, they don't look like the team that will be relegated this season. All right, let's go back to the match of the weekend for me in the English Premier League. All right, Newcastle United hosting Liverpool FC. And man, that game was an amazing game. The lineups looked good. Don't forget Newcastle came third last season. They're playing the Champions League against Liverpool side who didn't really do well last season. And what I saw, I thought, oh wow, fantastic game. All players on it now. Don't forget McAllister's red card was rescinded, so he was back into play. Wataru Endo, the new striker, the new midfielder, from Germany, started that match also with Dominic. So Liverpool now have a new look central midfield pair. New signing, McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Wataru Endo are the three men now who are going to make Liverpool's new look midfield look amazing. And they seem to know what they are doing. With Cody Gakpo playing up 9 now because Firmino has gone. Liverpool played without a recognized striker. Darwin Núñez was on the bench that day. And Isak is always doing for Newcastle United. And the game began. And like we knew it would happen now, Newcastle United took the lead, at the beginning of that game in the 25th minute. Now, Anthony Gordon. Now, looking at that young lad, I'm wondering how he is starting in a very solid Newcastle side. But man, that boy can play football. He was signed from Everton, don't forget, for about £28 million last season. And he's showing it that I can hold on my own with all the stars, in the bench for him. And Anthony Gordon, shrugged off a tackle now from Virgil van Dijk and slotted in that goal after the mistake made by Van Dijk. And it was 1-0 for Newcastle United. And that was how the game was. Liverpool had to show up their defense because it was a very bad in the market, for Virgil van Dijk, who was red carded in the 28th minute, of play because he stopped Alexander Isak going through on goal. So the referee deemed it fit as obstruction to a goal scoring opportunity, and he was given a straight red card. And right now he's being probed by the FA for using abusive words and his character, against the referee on that night. He refused to leave the pitch that day, and he said some very, very terrible words to the referee. And halftime it was. Now, my issue is this: teams that are solid have a great winning mentality. Coaches need to know what they are doing, and we saw that now from Jurgen Klopp now putting that thing into his players, because playing from the 28th minute till the 98th minute, that's about 60 minutes with 10 men. You could understand how solid and how strong the Liverpool side is. All right, second half begun with 1-0 to Newcastle United, and that was how it was played. Liverpool shut up their defense and were playing corporate and friendly football, but with a very compact defense. And we saw there was no way that Newcastle United with 10 men would have scored. Why I feel it's also part of the experience. 80 in 75th minute there was a change, and that was how that game began to show itself. 75th minute, Darwin Núñez came on for McAllister, and we saw a miracle in this play. Now don't forget, Liverpool just made history after winning that game. I will go to tell you about it shortly. Núñez came in the 77th minute, 78, 79, 80, 81. 4 minutes later, pass now from Mo Salah. You saw amazing goal. This guy has missed a lot of chances last season, and has made Jurgen Klopp lose faith, in him as a striker for Liverpool. But he came back in that game now. He didn't look back, just one touch and bang, hit the ball, hit the net and entered. It was 1-1 for Liverpool. Don't forget, they've been playing from 27th minute with 10 men, and they are scoring an equalizer by Darwin Núñez, super sub against Newcastle United at Newcastle's home, which doesn't always happen that way. And it was 1-1, and Liverpool saw, okay, I think we can win this game, and they kept pressing and kept pressing and kept pressing and kept pressing. And in the 93rd minute, 3 minutes into extra time again, Darwin Núñez again scored, a second goal. Now, less than 20 minutes in the game, 2 goals, and he won the match for Liverpool. It was the match of the season for now, and the match of the third week of the English Premier League season. Darwin Núñez scoring 2 goals off the bench and giving Liverpool the win away to Newcastle United after playing almost 60 minutes with 10 men. And Jurgen Klopp said something. He said this is the best game he has coached in his 6 years in Liverpool, which I think it is, because when you listen to Newcastle, you see what the way they've been playing last season and this season, you think, okay, it's time they were to destroy Liverpool, because Liverpool too have not been playing very well, this season as they go. I don't get my point now. And we saw an amazing show from the Liverpool side, show of confidence, show of we can play, show of we are better in quality and in class than Newcastle. Even if we're not making the Champions League or we not make top 3 last season, but we think we can play, and they showed themselves strong. And Liverpool just made history now. They are the teams that have scored the most injury time winner in English Premier League history. Number 1, Arsenal is number 3, and Manchester United, what they call Fergie time, is number 2. After that winner, they overtook Manchester United, and Liverpool are doing very, very well, now in that league season. Also, Liverpool are climbing. Liverpool are 4th in the league. Tottenham are 3rd. West Ham 2nd. Manchester City are 1st. Arsenal is right now lying 5th, just on goal difference, but they have just 5 teams in England who have not lost any game right now. Some have won 2 and drawn 1. Man City is complete 3/3. Other teams now, the Brighton are 6th, and the table goes on and on. United, because United are what? 13th. Manchester United are 8th in the league in England, and that was how it went in England on Sunday. And that was the whole game for England. But we're going to look at the Spanish La Liga also. Barcelona, played against Villarreal, on Sunday Night Football, and they went away to Villarreal and they played a 4-3, win for Barcelona. Barcelona, they don't look very strong this season. I don't really know what is going on with the Barcelona side. If you're a Barcelona fan, I don't understand what's happening, because they were leading that game by 2-0. Gavi, 17-year-old boy, gave them a lead in the 12th minute. Luke de Jong also scored the second goal in the 15th minute. But shockingly, Barcelona conceded 3 goals. 26th minute to 1/4, the Argentine international. Johan Solot, the Danish national, scored by 40th goal. And Baena scored in the 50th minute. And Barcelona looked like they were going to lose that game. But Ferran Torres scored the goal in the 86th minute. And who else to wrap up the win now? Robert Lewandowski, 34-year-old striker, is not looking like giving up very soon. He still looks very, very, very good now. And he scored the winning goal in the 71st minute. Now, away winning, to Villarreal. That's how that match ended. Valencia is losing back-to-back. I don't know what's going on Valencia. They lost to Osasuna. Athletic Bilbao is losing, won that game now to Real Betis by 4-2. All right. Now, Victor Osimhen also is doing very well now. He has begun scoring back-to-back also in the Italian Serie A. Napoli at home defeated Sassuolo by 2-0. Who else to score? Victor Osimhen scoring the first goal in the 16th minute now, and Di Lorenzo scoring the second goal in the 64th minute. And Victor Osimhen is on song for Napoli. Lazio lost at home to Genoa. Fiorentina played a 2-2 draw with Lecce. Juventus played a 1-1 draw also with Bologna. All right, the German Bundesliga served us beautiful games too. Well, pick just one because of Harry Kane and Harry Kane followers. Bayern Munich at home at the Allianz Arena played against FC Augsburg, and we saw 2 goals from Harry Kane, and the Nigerian international also Emmanuel Udokai for Augsburg scored an own goal against his own side, and Bayern Munich went off that game now winning by 3-1. But the talking point was Harry Kane scoring 2 goals. Now, a striker is a striker, and one of the best strikers in the world at the moment. Harry Kane, he has started banging in the goals now for Bayern Munich, and Thomas Tuchel looks like the happiest man on earth. He's seen that he has not made this mistake because his job was at stake. They were almost going to sack him this season if he didn't do well after losing the German Super Cup. But he has begun the league doing very, very, very well now. And Bayern Munich seem to be flying, but they are also behind Union Berlin. They are second in that league. But Harry Kane also is flying, and I think that guy looks like he's going to score 30 plus goals this season, do the same thing he has been doing for Tottenham Hotspur, every season. All right, I told you that this season I'm going to be giving you results from many leagues now, which includes the 5 strongest leagues in Europe. All right, but Harry Kane is making us go to Germany, Osimhen is making us go to Italy, and Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bellingham, and likes of them are making us go to Spain. But England is our port of call. All right, so now Jurgen Klopp made a statement, and he said if his Liverpool side can play like this, then he thinks Liverpool are back and they will be fighting for the top 4. And somebody said that Liverpool looks like the only team who can rival Manchester City this season for the league. I personally don't think it's true, because what I've seen, Liverpool look fragile. They look shaky. They look like a shadow of themselves. Just coming from 1-0 down with 10 men to win against Newcastle, I don't think it's enough reason to say Liverpool can rival Man City for the league. But we'll keep watching and we'll keep seeing how it goes. All right. Okay. Let's look at what you are saying down here at the league. Oh, that Maguire has become a quagmire. I feel they will have given the respect he deserved as a former Man United captain to actually leave to his choice club, which was West Ham United. But it looks like it's not going to go anywhere this season. The coach still wants him there, and he is going. All right, as it says, another player to watch out for this season is Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez is a player to watch out for, this season. I think I agree with you that. Okay, what he says, if Liverpool cannot sustain the momentum, it's a long way to go. Van Dijk is gradually going off his bed. Yes, Van Dijk has been really struggling this season, and I think Ima, I'm going to agree with you in that they need to look into it. But I think they have no other choice. Matip is not too solid now. Just that now, because the French player was injured, Matip had to play in defense with Van Dijk, and it looks very good. So I think they will still keep their captain playing, but they may have a 3-match ban. So we need to know what Liverpool will do with their defense. All right, okay. As I said that Harry Kane will score 30 goals. I think I agree with you. It might be easier for him to score 30 plus goals in Germany than in England. So if a player can score 30 goals in England, I believe he can score more. When it goes to the German Bundesliga. We are gradually winding down, so I'm going to be telling you a lot of other news as we go. All right. As Divine is saying that there's a player right now that is in Barcelona. It's a 16-year-old boy, and the player is on fire. Yeah, I think I let me see if I can remember his name now. S.A. Divine for Barcelona. Yes, let me see. I'll tell you that name now. Yeah, I think I read about that young boy for Barcelona. It's called Lamine Yamal, 16-year-old starter of Barcelona, and he says anytime he's to start, his mother is always crying, and she doesn't know if he will get injured. She doesn't know if they will kick his leg off the field. I know when he's still 16-year-old. 16-year-old. He's not even signed a professional contract yet. But for Xavi Hernandez to trust him and put him in the Barcelona side, that means there's something he has seen about Lamine Yamal, the 16-year-old player for Barcelona, and that's his name. He's going to do very well. Don't forget, Real Madrid and Barcelona don't have an issue in starting 15-year-old, 16-year-olds in that team. Once you are good, look at the Arsenal captain today, Martin Odegaard. He played for Madrid in Champions League when he was just 16 years old. If you can play, you can play. And Spain doesn't care about your age. It's just England that does that once in a while. But if you can play good football at 16, you are strong enough to play and you go. So let's say your man's name is Lamine Yamal, 16-year-old boyfriend for Barcelona, and he's doing very well. Emeka said Victor Boniface of Bayern Leverkusen is someone who's watch out for. I think I agree. He scored a brace last weekend, 2 goals for Bayern Leverkusen. Now he's being served, by a player that left Arsenal now, Granit Xhaka. So I think he's going to do very well. And the Super Eagles should start having an eye on him to make one of our top strikers in that league. All right. David said Xavi did not invest in his midfield and defense. Yeah, Barcelona have issues with financial fair play. Don't forget that. They spend a lot of money. They use a lot of backyard means to sign a lot of players this season. So the defense doesn't look that good, but they have pretty decent players in the defense for Barcelona. I think they will do very well. Iman says Xavi has not spent wisely. You don't forget this league. We are going to show you how football is all encompassing. I'm happy that we are connecting with all the leagues in Europe, especially England, and the La Liga. So I think let's agree with that. Okay. Liverpool, yes, you're impressed with Liverpool and you have high hopes for Liverpool win. Oh, Emeka, I think you have to calm down with your hopes. I personally don't see Liverpool winning the league. I don't even think Liverpool may make the top 3. They may come back with a strong force this season and display some other teams and make it top 4. I think they can because they still have the same coach and they've kept the spine of the Liverpool side. Don't forget, the defense is still solid. Liverpool that won the league and Champions League. The attack might have changed, but Salah is still up there with Jota, who played last season also. So I think it's just the midfield, and those midfield look very, very good. So yes, when you change the spine of your midfield, also you have to be shaking, but the players think that they know what they're doing. Liverpool winning the league, I don't think so. I think they will do well. Ajuku said credit to Liverpool. I also think the substitute made a difference against Newcastle. I agree with you. Gosh with Oko, I think halfway into the season, Liverpool will be contending for the title. Okay, many of you seem to agree that Liverpool are looking like title contenders. Okay, let's say we're going to discuss that next week. You think you might have a draw against Manchester United. Okay, let's see how that goes. Liverpool were unlucky, and Newcastle were unlucky. You said Arsenal will still have a difficult game against Man United because with the same Erin Uchenna Kingsley. I'm a Liverpool fan. I want to hear what you say as regards my match against Newcastle on Sunday. I just finished saying that I hope you are still here. And I said Liverpool did a very good job. They made history. One of the teams with the highest number of comebacks in Liverpool Premier League history. Now Liverpool scoring lots of winning goals. We thought it was Manchester United, but Liverpool now have shown that they can play good football, and that is what it will be. Yes. Then AC Milan signings are doing very well. AC Milan went to Chelsea and took a lot of Chelsea players, Loftus-Cheek, and Pulisic, and the right line. They seem to be doing very well. I think AC Milan look bright. They will fight for the title this season with Osimhen, Napoli, and maybe Inter Milan. Lautaro Martinez is scoring amazing goals. Like I told you now, there are live games taking place now. I'm going to be running you through the live results before we shutting down. I'm going to drop you a question for this weekend, and so we're going to make this very interactive, because if you can be giving me your predictions for the games next weekend, I'll just pick 4 live games: Manchester City, Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. If you can give me a good prediction, you might not stand chances of winning some things that we'll be giving you as we go, later. All right. In the Champions League now, it's halftime. Galatasaray is playing 1-0 against Molde. Panathinaikos is playing SC Braga 0-0. Young boys have scored 3 goals against Maccabi Haifa. They look good going to the next round and the group stage of Champions League now. EFL Cup is going on, like I told you. AFC Bournemouth are now showing Premier League experience. They are now leading Swansea by 2-1, and Norwich is still winning, and Tottenham Hotspur have now gotten an equalizer against Fulham, and that goal was scored by Richarlison, the player who now has the weight of scoring goals now for Tottenham Hotspur. He just got the equalizer now in the 56th minute, and they are playing 1-1, and let's see how far they can go in that game against Fulham. It's an all London derby, as you call it now. Crystal Palace have turned it around, and they are leading 3-2 against Plymouth Albion. Mateta 2 goals, and Edward scored the 3rd one also. Let's see for other champions, England Premier League side. Sheffield Wednesday is leading 1-0 against Manfield City. Leicester City, Wilfred Ndidi, Nigeria International, just scored the first goal now, 55th minute, and James Vardy scored the second goal. 4 minutes later now, Leicester City are leading by 2-0 against Tranmere Rovers. I think to crown it up now, Kelechi Iheanacho should get a goal, and that will be a beautiful night, for that team. Wolverhampton are beating Blackpool by 3-0. Leeds United losing away to Salford FC. All right, I told you about the Saudi Pro League. It all ended in favor of Al Nassr, Cristiano Ronaldo's team, 4-0 against Al Shabab. Ronaldo 2 goals. Mane and Hagaman has scored the 4th goal. All right, and Al Ahly is also winning 2-0. Riyad Mahrez and Frank Kessie, leading by 2-0. All right, so I'll go back to your comments, and before we say good night to you in the show today, England is serving us very, very, very hot football. This weekend will be very, very amazing. I can tell you that the English Premier League will be live on show. We cannot wait to talk about it, next Tuesday. So Daniel is saying that Pulisic will still get injured. Now, so he only be. I think many players are not lucky in football. You sign a good club, you play one good season, and suddenly you are knocked down by injury, and you never recover again. And I think that is what is wrong with the American international, Pulisic for Chelsea, and now is in Italy, playing very well in the first season in AC Milan. We hope he stays fit and shows the world what he can do. All right. EFL Cup immediately saying what a comeback for Crystal Palace. Iman says Richarlison as a top striker for a whole season. I pity Tottenham. I think they need to buy a striker, but it might be in January because the transfer window is ending already on Friday, and it's going to not go be just 2 days or 1 day to get a top striker to replace a person like Harry Kane. So I believe that they will start like that, and I'll see how far they go, in January. Okay. Iman is saying Ndidi will likely join Taiwo Awoniyi in England. I feel for me personally, Kelechi Iheanacho, Wilfred Ndidi are just too good to be playing in the first division in England. There are many teams in England's top tier in the Premier League who will want to have those players in their side. But are you sure that Leicester City will let them go is a problem. For me, I think teams that need a strong defensive midfielder should look out for Ndidi. Just that last season he got injured, he did play very well and play many games for Leicester City. So yes, he might look at him and say it's not really a good striker. But I think for Ndidi to play in midfield, he has to go to a bigger team in the English Premier League or move somewhere else. I don't think so. I'm not a fan of Saudi Arabia right now because everybody who's just 28, 25 wants to run away to make money. I think he can still play football. If they call him, he should go. But I think it's time for him to move up, to England. Richarlison has never been a top player. He is overhyped by Brazil. I will not agree with that. I think the Brazilian players know what to do. Brazil has never, apart from the time when they had Ronaldo de Lima and Hulk, have never had solid number nines. Brazil always has players who can come in from the midfield, dribble from the wings, and score lots of goals. Neymar and the likes of the Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior right now. Name them. That is what Brazil is known for. And some very good defenders and some very good right backs and left backs. They've never had beautiful, amazing number nines over the past many years. So it is still haunting them, to the NHL. Yes, has been linked with Crystal Palace. We hope that happens, but I don't know. The league is almost ending now. I will run through lastly now transfers that have taken place today. Everton have signed a new player in Beto for £30 million. Everton needs players now to end their dismal start to the season. They are dying. Alex Iwobi is injured, Calvert-Lewin is injured, and there seems to be an issue with the Everton. Timothy Castagne has led Leicester City now to Fulham today, an undisclosed fee, and that's what we are seeing, taking place right now in the league. Gonzalo Guedes has left Wolverhampton Wanderers to Benfica, back to Benfica, and the English Premier League. Now there's a fight right now. As I speak to you now, Nunes of Wolverhampton Wanderers said he's not playing for Wolves. A bench warmer, a player that you signed for almost £90 million. The best player, Calvin Phillips, who was doing very well, is now a useless player that even if I'm paying back coach, I will not sign him. So when players want to go to Man City, I don't understand what they look out for. Will you play? Or are they just going for the salary, the money, the fame of being in Man City, and lastly, maybe making 10 appearances in the English Premier League and winning a medal? But I feel if I play 10 games in a season, like 10 minutes as substitute, and I win a medal, I will be happy. Because I'm in a team where I play week in, week out. But then you will say football is about money and about what you win as a trophy, which I see as a reason why those players are always hungry to run over to Manchester City. Because for me, I don't see any reason why the player from Wolverhampton Wanderers now has gone on strike. He's not playing again, he's not training again, and he's forcing his way to Manchester City. So, where will you play? You will not bench Rodri. You will not bench Foden. You will not bench De Bruyne when he comes back. You will not bench Alvarez. There's so much flair. And don't forget, they just signed Philippe Doku, the Belgian international, for £55 million this weekend that just passed. So where is he going to play? So play week in, week out now for Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're going to sit on the bench for Manchester City. So I don't really understand what the mindset of players are, when they think about this. Nathan Tella has signed for Bayer Leverkusen. And I told you before at the beginning of the game, Kylian Trent has left Arsenal. One of the only fully fit left-footed players Arsenal has. He has just left. Chelsea have signed another new goalkeeper. It's called Joji Petrovic for £12.5 million from New England Revolution in the American, football league. Santos has signed for Nottingham Forest. A lot of signings are taking place. I'm going to take one of the days to run through all the signings. Then we will discuss and ask a question. Which club do you think has made the best of this transfer window? Because transfer ends on Friday, 31st of August. Then teams will now register their new players. We will not ask you, who do you think has made the best? So far, people are saying it's West Ham United. They are saying Aston Villa. Some are saying Arsenal. Man City didn't really sign any players. Who do you think has made the best of the sign? I will tell you one, and I think it's Liverpool. Alexis Machester walk up with Dominic Szoboszlai from Germany, and now Endo from Germany. They have carried forward, their first winning, their championship winning midfield of Fabinho and the likes of them. Jordan Henderson have left to all the Arab world, and now they have 3 new players, but they look very good and very compact. Arsenal still look confused with Declan Rice signing, with Chambers signing, and with Harverz signing. They don't know that what they're doing. Man City didn't sign much, but they're already flying. United didn't sign much, and they're already flying. Other teams that have signed are looking pretty good. Newcastle didn't sign many players. So we're going to discuss that as the season ends, as the transfer window ends. Who do you think has signed, the best and has made the best use of the English transfer window? All right. Emmanuel says Arsenal has signed a top goalkeeper to become one of the greatest casualties of this season is Arsenal signing Ryan from Brentford, and they don't know what to do with him. Now, is there an agreement? The number 1 goalkeeper will play the Premier League. You that is a signing will play Champions League. What is the agreement? Or is it a good player, a good goalkeeper that has stayed in the Premier League number 1 could come and become number 2? What is the psyche or the mindset behind Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal side? We will look at all those things. Terry made a statement now that the best signing of the transfer window is Sandro Tonali. AC Milan, to Newcastle United. I feel it's a very good signing. I've seen sparkles from that young man in the next league. We're going to be discussing the transfer window wholly. One day I'm going to take half of the show to discuss all the transfers that the league took this season, and we'll see how it goes, because I feel we need to look at it, because going to the new season now, we need to know where every team stands as their transfer players are coming in. And I want to say thank you to all of you tonight for joining me on this adventure. Amazing times we've had today. Thank you for all your comments. Iman, Daniel, Okitikwe, and Bobo. Too numerous to mention. Welcome for the first time, everyone who joined us for the first time today. This is going to be happening every Tuesday, by 8 p.m. And don't forget to our videos of match analysis, post-match analysis will also be available on this same channel after every major game, every single time. Champions League, Premier League, as they go, we're going to be giving you videos. So don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and always share, our content as we make this an amazing, amazing time of discussing sports, but football in particular, in Bowe Sports Arena. All right, guys, I see you again. My name is Bishop, and I say one love, and see you soon.